Hello.
How have you been?
Pretty good. From my end, I hope everybody's doing well, all 32 of you, that are definitely all watching this whole video. Welcome to my drawing video, drawing the one and the only mother of all AIs, the only one that actually matters. Cortana just jumped off a bridge as far as I'm concerned, and who am I forgetting? Edie's pretty cool, but GLaDOS takes the cake. She's my favorite, and I thought it would be great. I've been exploring older things in my interests, like Portal for instance, and Skyrim, and things I loved in 2011. And, you know, when I was younger, little Maddie things, you know? And, I'm coming to realize why I liked all these characters, and I might make a video about that too, but right now, I'm gonna talk about my art experience, because, honestly, it's quite a ride, I mean, I'm sure it's, you know, a very popular occurrence, or at least my story has probably been told before, essentially. God, like, what are words? And I really want to make a point that I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a kid venting on the internet, with...
Well, you know the old formula. Comedy equals tragedy plus time. And you have been asleep for a while, so I guess it's actually pretty funny when you do the math.
You might have a different experience, that's fine, share it, or whatever, do the same thing I did, make a video about it and cry, and I didn't cry. Thank God. And yeah, this is the first time I'm doing a time-lapse video, so I might have made mistakes. I'm one of those people that don't, like, look up tutorials about how to do anything unless I literally have no concept on them, whatever, but I know how to work a camera and how to use Sony Vegas, so I figured it out by myself. I did make some mistakes. My hat gets in the way, my cat gets in the way, and etc. But the overall, well, GLaDOS is pretty visible throughout the entire thing.
Oh, thank God.
That's the important part. So yeah, enjoy. I hope you know, just judge me. I don't care. Say the worst things in the comments, whatever. Hello! Welcome to my video. I did, hopefully, a nice witty introduction somewhere. And I don't know what I did. This is in the future, or in the past, before I recorded that, so I don't know. Hopefully it was good. Right now, I'm just gonna describe what I'm doing. I'm drawing GLaDOS, because, she's my favorite character, I think. There hasn't been a character since that I've enjoyed as much as I've enjoyed her dialogue. There hasn't been a character, I don't want to say I, like, relate to her, but I kind of, like, I get the vibe. I'm gonna isolate myself so I can do my job. Please leave me alone. Like, that's the mantra I've been getting as of late with the LEGO Dimensions thing, because, like, I watched that playthrough, because God knows I'm not buying that game, but I watched a playthrough of it, and like, so she meets Hal 9000. It was, like, supposed to be, like, a distraction. And, like, can we just applaud the fact that she's like, can you leave? Can we, like...
Would you like a game of chess?
I have detected a rogue, corrupt AI. Where did you come from? Did Black Mesa send you? Go away.
Like, that is the best reaction I could have ever asked for, because a lot of people are like, what if these characters met? No, that's the realest thing. Just get out. And I guess the end of Portal 2 is sort of like that as well. Just get out. I don't even care anymore. I really like this character a lot. She's pretty dope. And I revisited Portal, and I'm also revisiting drawing, which is the topic of this video. And I'm basically just gonna tell you about my experience with art, because it's kind of complicated and messy and kind of hard to talk about, honestly, because it's something I care about a lot that I've ironically neglected for a time, because, well, not neglected, well, let me just tell you. So, in 1998, I came into existence in one way or another. And I, from the moment thereon, there was this period of time where I was obviously like a useless, fleshy child of nothing. And then I could pick up a pencil. And that is when I attained my ability to create 3D objects on a 2-dimensional plane with stick figures and lovely 3-year-old magic. And from that point on, I did it till junior year of high school. And things got a little complicated. Art, I've always drawn with video, particularly like Dota 2 characters, like, and like crazy character concepts. Like, I love characters. I love, particularly writing. That's something I realize what I like more. But, not more, but just like the whole making a character process is something I kind of understand that I enjoy. And that's sort of something I've always tried to master in the last couple years, or ever. Until junior year. And the reason I stopped drawing kind of starts there, where I decided to sign up for this vocational program. I was taking a chance, because I didn't know. I was taking AP Lit. I didn't want it to interfere with my AP classes, or my one AP class, because it was really important to me, because I really liked to write. And I took it, and I went there, and for a whole 2 hours of the day, I got to draw whatever I wanted. And it was a very productive year. Junior year, I didn't stop drawing, but the grounds for me stopping my art begins there, because the next year, when I'm in my last year of that program, there's a few things. That summer, I came out of the closet. I was in such a mood because I was so done. That's what drove me out of the closet, is like, I was so done not being honest with myself. And that carried into many more aspects of my life so the one thing that I need to establish is my critical voice, and like many others, my critical voice is, pretty awful.
But now I hear the voice of a conscience, and it's terrifying. Because for the first time, it's my voice. I'm being serious. I think there's something really wrong with me.
In fact, so much I completely stopped. Because it was so hard on me. And I like to like separate it from myself. I don't have like voices in my head or anything, but it's like my critical voice is kind of an asshole. I'm gonna be honest. It's terrible. It's awful. I hate the fuck out of it, but it's like, it's important. No matter how you look at it. And it was so hard at a point that I had to just stop, because I wouldn't let myself stop drawing, because that was what I was told not to do. Just don't stop drawing and you'll be fine. Don't take a break. Keep going, keep going. And that's what I did. Until senior year, because that's when I burnt out. So I just came out of the closet, and I get into my vocational setting. I'm like, I want to learn how to do digital art this year. Ha. Aha. Aha ha 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 ha. Aha. That was hilarious, because what really ended up happening is there was this girl in my class, and I was straight out of the closet. I was available, she was available, stuff happened, the pseudo relationship happened, and it was a lot. I've healed. That's not what this video is about, because I don't even know if I'll make a video about that, but essentially I was in a very different mindset at the time than like I'm pursuing my art career. So she was having a midlife crisis, I was having a midlife crisis, or quarter life crisis or whatever, and it kind of worked. So there was that distraction, and then I joined stage crew, and then that was a distraction itself, because that was essentially where my group was. I learned how to have friends in that program, and essentially I was developing my social life, and there was no room for art in that. But the big reason, in retrospect, the big 2020 thing here, is the reason I stopped doing art is, one, because it was hard, but two, because not just because it was hard, but because it was hard for me to like get through my creative blocks or whatever. I wasn't getting feedback. And I blame this solely, entirely, completely on my art teacher. You know, no names disclosed. If you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But, like, she was not good. She was a very kind lady. She was very, like, oh, kitty. These are all my art supplies, by the way. I went upstairs in my attic and found. But anyway, she essentially just let us do whatever we wanted. I don't have any art pieces from that year. I didn't do anything, and I don't care. I still don't, because in that, like, I'm an academic, or I have a very, like, by the book mentality about school. I work hard, and that's it. So when I go into that classroom and I work hard and I don't get feedback, I don't get criticisms, I don't have a mentor for my drawings, what's the point? I went there to have, because that's why you go to art school, right? So you can get feedback on your work. And the only feedback I got from my work is from kids who don't know what they're talking about at all. These are kids pre-art school. Like, I don't care who you are, you got no concept of, like, what is. The only concept of what is we got was from the teacher. And granted, I learned how to use some good vocab in critiquing, but at the end of the day, the only advice I ever got from that teacher is you could go in with cross-hatching. And that was it. So what was the point if I was just gonna get that same thing over and over again? So, essentially, I'm not blaming everything on her, because ultimately I take responsibility for not taking advantage of my time there. But again, let's acknowledge some context that I wasn't in the mindset, nor, like, if anything, that teacher should have promoted me to not be distracted. She should have done, well, if I ever become an art teacher, something I intend on doing with my students. Because, like, now I know not what to do. Granted, I think she's retired now and old and senile. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. Like, I had to go through all of those experiences. I don't regret anything, is essentially what I'm saying. I had to have those experiences to be the person I am now. Because now I have a good art teacher. Now I know exactly what critique I should be getting when I'm drawing. And art is a conversation. Is something I really like to. Oh, I'm drawing her as a humanoid, by the way, right now. If anybody's confused about that, she's. I've always sort of done that. Maybe I'll probably make another video where I draw her more as a humanoid, and maybe some other robots. But anyway, I realize, like, I know now what is good, because, like, the basis of all drawing, all art, I personally think, is drawing. Understanding how to get a 3D thing onto a 2-dimensional plane is very difficult. And if you can master that, that's, like, super cool. And honestly, that's always what I've tried to do. Sorry for my hat. I didn't realize, again, making mistakes in this recording, but regardless, I didn't realize that, like, that's what I was trying to pursue my whole life, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna draw characters. But I was really frustrated with my inability to recognize relationships between objects, and I don't know. Chuck is amazing, because the way he describes it is you're activating the rectangle. You're activating the rectangle you're drawing on, and I wholeheartedly agree. You're talking to yourself, what is that object, what are those curves, what are those squares, what are those details, what is that texture, how to talk about art, how to, you know, have a productive voice with it. That is what I learned, and I am learning currently in his class, and it is something that is absolutely invaluable to me, and I appreciate immensely. And that's why I'm drawing again. That's why I'm drawing this character for you. But the main reason I'm making a video about it is, one, I feel bad about not posting for, like, ever. But mainly because of Zabio Arts, because he roasted a video recently about not being able to draw. Because he's been away for so long, and, like, I totally understand. And I really vibed with it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video about this because it matters to me. And YouTube has been such a platform for me to express myself, even in my darkest moments. And, you know, I think I can do that with this too, because it's relatively sensitive, but I feel like I'm really expressing myself. And that's really the goal, right? I mean, for me anyway. And Zabu, you might think you're shit, but like, your shitty art aesthetic, I know secretly you are like a master at what you do, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you try to do for younger creators instead of being an asshole about it. Whew. That came out. Should I put the image there? Yeah, I'm gonna put the image there. Because, you know, we're drawing somebody passive-aggressive. We might as well be passive-aggressive. Somebody that's not gonna critique children, essentially. And I could make a video about the YouTube art community. Some of the fun stuff that goes on, but I'm good. Essentially, Zabu, you were fantastic. I think you inspire so much good into so many people. Kitty! And yeah, you were the only reason I'm making this video, so thank you. If you end up watching it this far. If you end up seeing it at all. But yeah. Alright, so I've run out of good hot topics to talk about. Oh, I plan on making an art persona soon. And then probably like a robot-y kind of character, because I like to draw robots. Later, maybe that'll be its own video. But I'm about to finish this up. So what am I doing? I'm going in with line work. So my humanoid version of GLaDOS, I now realize her neck is so thick. It's very thick, but it's or maybe, I don't know, maybe my perception is off. I don't know. What is anything? I didn't have any reference material here. This is like my basic understanding of human anatomy. I did want to draw her as a chibi though, because that's fun. I love chibi. Yeah. Oh, now I have to learn how to talk about what I'm drawing. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be interesting to mess up on. But I've always like love drawing like robots as people, or like androids as basically like Data or whatever. He's awesome. I've always loved doing that. So maybe that'll be my next video. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, there's my art video. That's me talking about my art and how much I hate myself. Don't do that, creative voice or constructive voice. Now I'm thinking in space. I'm staring up at my ceiling. Am I worth anything? Of course I am. Ish. God. Help me. But this is I don't know what I intended on having there with the little orb. I just used portal colors, and that's my drawing. That is my drawing. That is my rant about my drawing. And I hope you liked it. I don't know. This is more for me personally, just kind of like an entry, my video entry on my life. But this is the final product. And I hope to get this out soon. I hope maybe I'll talk about more of my art experience in the future, but essentially the one message I'd have to myself in the future is it is okay to take a break. Be it 15 minutes, 20, 30, 2 years.
Good morning. You have been in suspension for 9. This courtesy call.
You may take a break, because at the end of the day, you're just gonna end up coming right back to art because you love it so much, and that's that. So don't hate yourself. Love, baby Maddie. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope maybe you learned something, and hopefully you enjoyed my drawing, which will hopefully be the theme of this next year. in my drawings. If maybe I'll never do this again. We'll see what happens with my schedule. Let's find out, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day.